Ice Cold is a breakthrough engineered synthetic refrigerant catalyst consistently saving customers up to 20% and higher on their air conditioning and refrigeration use, with 20% less annual maintenance and 20% higher equipment life. Ice Cold is added to the air conditioning and refrigeration system just like adding Freon, providing colder vent air that cools off the space faster. The system runs less, thereby using less electricity, and the equipment lasts longer. How does Ice Cold work? It removes the oil fouling by breaking the oil surface tension. It makes the refrigerant evaporate at a lower temperature, and it makes the compressor oil 54% higher in lubricity. The problem is caused by oil fouling. Refrigeration systems with mechanical compressors circulate 0.5 to 8% of their compressor's lubricating oil with the refrigerant that is circulated through the system. This is where the inner walls of the refrigeration tubing are coated with a permanent layer of compressor oil. Due to the insulating properties of oil, the compressor oil insulates the heat transfer from the cold refrigerant to the heat exchanging cooling walls. Oil fouling degrades all system performance by up to 20% or higher, and all refrigeration compressor oils today cause oil fouling. Before Ice Cold is applied, a layer of oil is attached to the walls of the compressor tubing, which significantly blocks heat transfer. When Ice Cold is applied, this synthetic catalyst breaks the surface tension of the compressor oil, thus eliminating oil fouling and increasing heat transfer. The refrigerant then makes a positive contact with the tubing walls, thus promoting the transfer of heat. Ice Cold catalyst causes the refrigerant to evaporate at a lower temperature. It's a trade secret synthetic compound that acts as a catalyst to make fluorocarbon refrigerants evaporate at a lower temperature, which increases system capacity. No oil fouling and lower evaporating temperature result in 15 to 30% increase in your system's capacity. It means more and faster cooling. Ice Cold makes the compressor oil 54% higher in lubricity. It's a cutting-edge synthetic PAO lubricant that is 5 generations newer than Mobil 1, and it makes compressors run cooler and last longer. In fact, 7-Eleven recently reported that Ice Cold saves 1.3 million pounds of CO2 every year at its refrigerated warehouses. Now what about equipment warranty? The Federal Trade Commission's Magnuson-Moss Act assures that your equipment warranty cannot be canceled. Now what is the cost and what is the payback to you? Well, the cost of installation depends on your compressor size. It's cost effective because the payback comes in less than 1 year, and your return on investment is at least 500%, and Ice Cold lasts the lifetime of your system. Now what do major AC manufacturers say? For starters, the York Air Conditioning Company conducted a pilot study on a 25-story office building. The entire process was performed by York engineers, and the data was collected by them as well. They reported 28% greater efficiency over a 1-month period. And what do major corporations say? Well, one of them in particular reported a $41,000 electricity cost savings in a 6-month period, at the same time that they had 20% higher occupancy and in 6-degree higher weather. We have had both successful pilots and full installations with many major corporations. Now, what is the typical savings by applying Ice Cold? Here you can see some of our corporate customers and the specific savings that they all report just by using Ice Cold in their systems. And what about third-party validation? Intertek showed 54% more lubricity after Ice Cold was added. Westinghouse showed a 21.8% increase in efficiency. Independent tests were run by Idemitsu, the world's leading compressor oil manufacturer, and by York Air Conditioning Manufacturing, which saw a 28% increase in efficiency. So what's the risk to you? Nothing. Ice Cold gives you colder vent air. It will save you 10% or more on air conditioning or refrigeration costs, or your money back. And we've made thousands of installations, all of them successful. Now there are other products out there, but none of them are synthetic catalysts. They do not remove oil fouling. They do not lower evaporating temperature. They do not significantly increase efficiency. And some PROAs contain harmful chlorine and wax. Some are not synthetic and should not be added to any newer systems with synthetic POE and PAG oils. Now let's mention what Ice Cold is not. Ice Cold engineered refrigerant catalyst technology is not like any of the refrigerant additive packages that have been offered since 1986. It is not an additive, it's a catalyst. Additives artfully change the oil. It is not toxic or hazardous, and it can be legally shipped by air. It is not just a lubricant like some others. It does not break down into chlorine or sulfuric acids after 1 to 4 years. It does not have any EPA disposal problems. It does not contain any form of chlorinated or sulfonated compounds, and it does not void your equipment warranty. It is not a purchased package from an additive supplier. It is compatible with modern synthetic compressor oils. Mineral oil-based refrigerant additives and PROAs are not compatible. It does not contain any solids, as many additives do. And it does not have ingredients that can damage the ozone layer. Finally, it is not an overbalanced TBN component, such as a calcium product sold by a large company. Now, what Ice Cold is. First, it works every time. The payback is under 1 year. It lasts the lifetime of your coils. It's a trade secret. It is unique because it's a catalyst, and it is synthetic.